Hello, good afternoon. My name is Inka Deshala, and actually, this was not a planned live video. I was just thinking, and I felt let me share this with you. For this 2021, we're entering rainy season. If you're planning to have a cassava farm or a maize farm, and you are not our regular hot farmer, you should better consider the security of your farm. What we have been going through in the rural side of lately is unprecedented, something that has never been happening before, and with a kind of boldness. Okay, let me tell you, 2 days ago, the cassava farm in the village where most of us planted cassava, you find out herdsmen come midnight. Initially, we thought they come around 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. So we set up guard to go and be watching it. The guard go there and maybe they will stay till like 9, 10, 11, then they'll come back home since they didn't see them. But by morning, 7 a.m., you get to the farm and you see that they've come. They come with cutlass and everything with their cattle. Then they uproot. Actually, I wrote sometimes ago when somebody said, what trees can I plant to guide my farm against others? And I said, there's nothing you can plant to guide your farm against others. Because why? To guide your farm against cattle. It is not the cattle that destroy your farm intentionally. It is the elders, the herdsmen. Those are the people I call elders. The herdsmen that believe. It's the herdsmen that believe they have a right to your farm. So they pick their cattle, they lead the cattle into your farm. When cattle are moving, they move along the road. The elders, the herdsmen enter, they check inside the place and they say, okay, this is cassava here, this is something they can eat here. They go inside, create footpath for the cattle. They enter into the farm and then they start uprooting. Then they bring in the cattle through the footpath they've created. Why they bring in the cattle through the footpath? Then they open the place and they start feeding the cattle. You know what I mean? As in, they start uprooting and the cattle continues to feed. So my advice this afternoon, like I said, this is not an arranged broadcasting. I was just sitting down and I felt, let me just say something. You see, if you are planning to plant cassava, yes, cassava is extremely high right now, expensive. Actually, in my local village, that the cassava they used to sell for 10,000 is now currently 200,000. Why? Because one, there is no availability of cassava. Why? Because most of the herders have gone to the cassava farms, they've uprooted them to feed cattle. Two, if farmers now, the ones that have mature, even now, they don't even wait for matured cassava. They uproot the small cassava that are just coming up. They just go there, uprooted everything, and they graze the cattle on it, and then they move away. Now it's something so tragic and so sad that at the end of the day you suffered for 1 year, you planted your cassava, and at the time you expected to be harvesting, to even get some penny back, to get some money back for your effort and everything, cattle come and feed on it. And funny thing, you can never get them to catch. Even if you catch these cattle, take them to the police station, they will give you token. They will offer you 10,000 naira for whatever. Yes. And the police will tell you, you better take whatever you have now or else you won't get anything. And sometimes they will tell you, what if you did not catch them? It's somehow. So now, even personally, I can't. How do I encourage people to go to farm? How do I say go to farm, go and farm? How do you tell people? Okay, you tell them to go to farm, and will you ask them to be sleeping on the farm? Will you ask them to be sick? Okay, let me tell you what happened the day before yesterday. My guys, what they need to do, since if they stay till around 10:30, the others will not come. But before morning, when we get to that farm again, they will have in the community, not just one farm. It's a community, where people plant several cassava farmlands. So they will have come before morning. So we decided 2 days ago to stay longer than usual. And funny enough, they showed up by 3 a.m. You imagine others. And the funny thing, they showed up by 3 a.m. with the cattle. When they came with the cattle, we have to run to wake everybody up. Okay, wake up, they are here. I told you it's a community, it's close to another community. Everybody wake up. Immediately they heard that people are waking up. They started running. But the team decided to follow them. They really want to know where they come from because it's like every day they've been coming for the past 2 weeks. So the team decided to follow them up. So they were the group of men in midnight. I'm talking of 3 a.m. early in the morning. They were following them. As they were following them, the guys took them to another direction. And there's a way they signal to the cattle. The cattle will run, and they too will run. So they ran, but the guys were not. They were not discouraged. We followed them. It was a long distance, midnight. So as we were getting close, as they were getting close to where those herdsmen were staying, they stay anywhere. They came from about 2 villages to our home village. When the guy said when they were approaching them, they announced they've gone far. The one that was causing trouble, the one that came to eat that night, there were some others in that location. So he ran to meet them and tell them, Itaudalo knew, let them start losing the small ones that they tied to the trees. That was how they started picking. So, but the guys still insisted they were following them. They got to where they are, but they moved and they started running away. That is, they are moving to another direction. But these people have been here for like 2-3 weeks. Have been destroying farms in our community. And you see, the worst part of it is that even if you catch cattle, you take them to the station, like I keep saying. One, there are 2 conditions. Let me tell you. If you take a cattle to the station, the herdsmen will come. They will start negotiating. They will say they will give you 10,000. If you refuse or you are too stubborn or you say, no, my farm is worth more than that or whatever, even our officers will start telling you, better collect it, waiting now. After all, you don't know whether he's the one that destroy your farm or not. That is one. The second one is this. If cattle died on your farm, you can see the injustice in this country. If a cattle died on your farm, immediately the officers will take it up and they will mandate the farmer to pay nothing less than 200,000 or 250. They will lock the farmer up. Yes, you have your farm and your farm is right there. You didn't invite a cattle. You didn't have cows or you are not rearing cattle. Or you know what I mean. And then they come to your farm and maybe they mistakenly died on your farm. Even without you doing anything or putting anything, you will still pay for it. I think that's a big injustice. How would I have my farm? My farm is there. To the extent now that they threaten farms. When you go and you cut cattle and they are begging you to, take this money anyhow. And they will say, what if cattle died on your farm? They make it as if it's my crime for me I have a farm and then cattle will die on my farm and you still lock me up. You still punish me for it. That is what Nigeria is really, that's the way they treat farmers. Okay, you people will be wondering, why are you speaking out? Why are you saying this? I'm speaking out, I'm saying this because people don't know what is actually happening in the rural side. It is when herdsmen are affected that they put it in the newspaper, in the Punch, in wherever. But they don't know what the farmers are going through. They don't know why food are getting scarce. It's not COVID-19, no. It's not COVID, though. COVID did not destroy our cassava farms. Yes. It is herdsmen that are killing and destroying. I was sitting down, I was just thinking this afternoon, what is actually happening? When are we going? Okay, the story I was telling you, the guys followed, and then, they were looking at them running away, as in moving with their heads of cattle. Now they moved, the guys got there. They couldn't do anything. One, if they burn their assets, they will come and tell they attacked them while they were sleeping. Now, they were able to cut one cattle. They caught a cattle, they sent for pickup and move it to the station. On getting to the station, you know what happened? The DPOs, they will insist that the cattle must not die. If the cattle die, farmer is in trouble. How do you encourage people to farm? Honestly. How in God's name do you have somebody to go and farm and still keep punishing them on top of it? I don't understand. A farmer has a farm. The farm is not moving to anywhere. The farm is static. Then cattle come, they destroy your farm, and if cattle die on your farm, you get punished. If cattle destroy your farm, you don't get compensation. It's not even about the compensation. What exactly is stopping our government from banning and implementing open grazing? Create a place for them. They have big, large landmass. 70% of the landmass in Nigeria belongs to the northern part. So why don't they create grazing there? You can wake up desert, yes. If we have good leaders, if we have people that really have people's right now, honestly, desert can be turned to forest. It's just a matter of time. Create something. Now food is okay. For the past 1 week or 2 weeks, somebody gave, food is always very plenty for people that have been to my locality and everything. It's like food is always usually plenty, but not anymore. Someone has given me money. I used to assist some people to, okay, I'll go to the market, buy food stuff for them, and help them send it to Lagos or help them send it to Ibadan through our commercial vehicle. For the past like 2 weeks now, somebody begged me to asked me to help them buy maize and cassava, lafun. I couldn't get to buy. Why? Because there's none. If you have, like I told you now, if you have a pickup of cassava in my locality, normally it goes for 10,000, 20,000 and everything. But right now, as I'm talking to you, if you have it, you sell for 200 to 20,000. And the most funny thing is that people don't even have it. Is it not what you have that you sell? It is what you have that you sell. I told somebody, I made some videos on the farm 2-3 days ago when I went to the farm to check the cassava farm again. It's devastating. Since that day, they did not allow us to rest. And as I'm speaking right now, we say, okay, harvest the cassava. Whether it's mature or it's not mature, just harvest everything. Let's go and sell. You know what? You just harvest and go and sell. So if we harvest, we go and sell. Now, the essence of keeping that stems, let me explain. The cassava, most of farmers, rain is just coming. We've not really entered full rainy season. The rain is just coming. So the cassavas are preserved. Some cassavas are preserved so that when full rain come, you can now cut those stems to replant another land. So plenty farmer will have come around and say, okay, look, you give me stem, you give me stem, you give me stem. And we say, okay, no problem. So when it is that actual rainy season, we cut those stems and you dash some other farmers. Like I told you, several of the farmers will come and everybody will come and pack the stem to go and plant when the rain is in full, because right now we've not had full rainfall. We are still having sketchy one that you cannot use to plant cassava. So now that S-men are not allowing people to leave the cassava on the farm, so everybody is harvesting to sell it off. By the time they finish selling it off, once the rainfall proper comes, then there will be no stem to replant for coming season. That is going to lead to food scarcity if we are not even getting there already. So it's worrisome, really worrisome, I don't know. Very worrisome that we farmers are getting things that, and the most unfortunate thing, nobody writes any news about what is happening in the rural side. Nobody bothers to know what actually people are facing. You just see people shouting, there's food scarcity, there's food scarcity. Why won't there be food scarcity? Let me tell you, on my own, it's really, every day it's saddening. Most of them, let me tell you, they come to me, come and see this is what is happening. Let's go to my farm. So most times I go to see all these farms and everything because they believe I'll pass the message across. Yes, I'm going to say this. Please stop sending me messages to say, don't talk again. Whether I talked, I will die. If I don't talk, I will die. So what's the essence of keeping quiet? Please, I don't like those messages. And if anybody send me those kind of messages again, I guess I'll just block you off. It's common. Whenever I come out to say things like this, people start saying, don't talk, don't let them come to you. When will they not come to me? Or when will you not have, So please, I'm just using this opportunity to say that. Okay, what am I saying? Now, by the time the cassavas are destroyed, it's not only cassava. The destruction is not limited to only cassava. The destruction is not limited to only cassava. It happens in all crops. Let me tell you about maize. There's the maize farm. When you plant your maize, and there was a farmer I know. Let me tell you, the farmer planted, and they were coming to destroy the farmer's farm, and the farmer decided to put something they call treble. I don't know if some of you know it. Treble is a pesticide. Yeah, it killed pesticide, and is treble by nature. It's a kind of pesticide. So the treble now, farmer now had put the treble in cashew. Okay, they were hitting the farmer's cashew. You know what? The cashew nut we are selling, that farmer sell, cattle eat it. Yes, cattle will come and they swallow it. They swallow the cashew nut, they come and so you have to watch your cashew farm too. As in, you have to be guiding. You can imagine. So they because they were disturbing the farmer, he put treble on some of the cashew. As in, he just mix it with the cashew nut. Cattle went there, they hurt and they die. As I'm talking right now, the farmer is in trouble. Yes, they locked him up, and to finally build him, he has to pay 200,000. Yes, for putting pesticide on his own farm, and for cattle to come there and eat it or destroy it. That is what we are facing in the rural side. Now, tell me, how do you encourage people to farm? Generally in Nigeria, everybody believes farmers is the worst profession. When you see something, better go and farm. If you see somebody that is not doing well, that is not doing fine, that is having challenges, you say, better go and farm. You see, better go and farm, because they believe farming is the worst thing that could happen to somebody. Now, the ones that are even struggling in that supposed worst profession, the ones that are struggling, that are managing to produce the little we hate, we are not giving them peace of mind. It's not only peace of mind. Let me tell you something. In some situation, S-men move around with cutlasses, and some of them have AK-47. Though, candidly, I've not come across the one with AK-47. But yes, cutlasses, yes. So when, as a farmer or as an individual, you are moving in the bush, like the way I move and everybody move, I don't even own a stick. I don't own a cutlass, So we moved while you meet an herdsman holding a cutlass, or an herdsman sharp, not even cutlass. We call it either sword. Yeah, what the herdsmen hold is sword. They call it in Ida in Yoruba. It's not cutlass like the normal cutlass we used to cut, because they are not cutting grasses. It's sword, something to fight with. It's like a cutlass, but it's different. Shape is different. So you met them on the farm. If you dare challenge and said, why do you do this? Or why are you eating my farm? My sister, there's no lawyer anywhere. Why are you there eating my farm or destroying my farm? They bring out the either or the sword. If you are not harmed, you are gone that day. It's either you lose your life, or you lose your cat. You lose your life, or you lose anything, or even your hand. There's a video, I didn't post it. There's just a video where they cut a farmer's hand. Yes, a farmer's hand. Now, what we're saying is this. Let's have peace. Now, obviously, I noticed something. Many people outside don't really know what is going on in the rural side. Many people don't really know we're facing challenges producing food. Many people see, let me tell you, my area, my locality is one of the most, is an agrarian community, as in 99% are farmers. Yes. Even workers that are government workers, local government workers, they have farms. They support everything they do with farms. So, it's kind of, everybody has got one. In the morning, you say everybody wake up, I'm going to farm, I'm going to farm, I'm going to farm. But now the farm is becoming a scary place to be. And for now, I'm going to be sincere, they've not started marketing, except one or two occasions. They've not started marketing farmers in my locality. But the challenge is that they are destroying their crops. They are destroying their crops. They are impoverishing farmer. How can I work how can I struggle and struggle? And if you sleep today, you don't know what will meet on your farm by the time you get there tomorrow morning. That's not a guarantee. And so that's why I'm advising you. Yes, cassava is really selling now. It has money. But please don't attempt farming cassava if you are not sure of your security. Don't attempt going to that farm if you cannot secure your farm for 24 hours. They don't graze in the afternoon anymore. They graze at night. If you follow the story that I've mentioned from the beginning, that they graze at night, as in they move 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So you must have 24-hour security if you are really planting cassava. Or not only cassava, if you are planting any crop. That is the challenge they've created for us on the farm. The greatest challenges. And like I told you, food scarcity is just beginning. We are just starting. If in the village we cannot get gari to buy, if in the village we cannot get maize, corn to buy, I even felt bad because it's like somebody give you money, buy me corn, buy me some, and you can't even, and you keep saying, please hold on, or at some point I was almost saying maybe I should just refund the money, because the money is there, but you can't even get the food to buy. God, in the village, yes, like I said, people that have been in my community know how affordable food can be. To be candid, that I'm speaking right now, I don't cook. I have people that cook for me free of charge because they have the food stuff. because to them is the food is there, yam, anything. But okay, I've not even mentioned yam. I've been emphasizing on cassava destruction. Do you know what they do with yam? Farmers have made we've made heaps. Many people have made the heaps of yam, and then they will plant set. That yam set, the bigger you want your yam to be, the bigger set you put in it. So herdsmen now go onto the farm and remove the yam set that was planted. Yeah, the yam set, that set that was planted, that will sprout, that is supposed to produce another yam in the coming season. That's what they uproot to eat. They uproot, not even uproot, it's just planted, newly planted. So they picked it up and eat it. Some farmers, let me tell you another story. Some farmers went to work on the farm. And while they're on the farm working, they cooked some yam in the pot, and they were another area working. Before they come back, herdsmen have finished eating the food and they've gone. Those are the things we face. Now, if that kind of food was poisoned and anything happened to their cattle or to them, police officers will hook the farmer is in trouble. So the scary thing is this: you cannot poison your farm. You dare not. If you try it, you are in trouble. Even the police will warn you. If you poison your farm and cattle come to your farm and they died on your farm or anything, even without you poisoning your farm, leaves farm or anything, if cattle eat somewhere and mistakenly come and collapse or fall on your farm, you are in trouble. Those are the challenges we're facing. I wish something can be done about this. It's demoralizing that, okay, we choose to stay in the rural side. We choose to plant. Hey, let me tell you, farming is one of the most disastrous profession you can ever be to. One, why did I say so? You cannot predict the rainfall. You cannot predict that your livestock will survive. You cannot predict what will happen. You cannot predict anything. It's a kind of faith. It's a kind of, okay, I just believe this thing should work. Okay, let me just till the soil. It's a profession of hope. You have that hope, you have that faith. But now, when at the end of the day, you even put that hope, you put the faith, you do the work, you spend the money, and you are not sure you will harvest that crop. Let me give you, on my own specific farm, my vegetable farm, I don't do the yams and cassava. But do you know the funny thing? They will still graze cattle. They cannot hit anything on my farm. They will not hit. But if you are not there, they will walk through it. Walking through the farm means they destroy the drip tips. The hose, cattle hose, I have samples of them. The cattle hose, we punch the drip tips that we use to supply water.